So hello and welcome. So my name is Ronja Sebastian and I am here today with my dear friend and colleague and lots of things, sister, Shashi Solluna. And we want to share with you today our favorite self-care and self-love feminine tips for the first day or the first days of your period. So today is the first day of my period, which is why I felt moved to share this, and then I asked Shashi to join and she said yes. So first of all, living in tune with the cycle as a woman is so hugely important. Cannot be emphasized enough. It's so massively important to really live as much as you can, as much as we can, in tune with our cycle. Because what most women do is that we push ourselves to try and be really productive and really active and really kind of same every day, even through our period, and then we get exhausted during the time of ovulation when it's natural for us to be more creative and more active and more outgoing. And so the first number one thing that I want to say is, if you can, take a little mini holiday the first day of your period. So in whatever way you can do this. So for me, the first of my period, as much as I can, I just cancel everything and just take a day of rest and rejuvenation. And I want to share with you a couple of things that I really love. So just when I was out of the shower, now I took some coconut oil. You can use any organic vegetable oil, and I blended in some ylang ylang and some cinnamon oil and some orange and put on my lower back, because this is really warming and it increases circulation. And you can find, I recommend either the Young Living oils or the doTERRA. I don't know if you have some other favorites for essential oils.
Yeah, no, I think this is a really good brand.
The Young Living, the doTERRA ones are really, really high quality, organic and raw and everything. And it's so nice. It really, really brings a lot of grounding, a lot of openness, warmth and relaxations. That's one thing, essential oils you can use. And
the reason for using the warmth is because in Chinese medicine it's understood that the energy gets stuck, it's called stagnant, and then it starts to ache. So warmth helps to kind of break up that stagnation. So one thing you really want to avoid when you're bleeding, especially the first day, is getting cold and damp. Sitting on damp ground is not the time of the month to do that. And so having a hot water bottle, putting warming oils, and also warming up your hands, massaging and rubbing. So having a good rub on your sacrum.
Or on your friend if you have.
On your friends is even better.
Yeah.
So if you rub the sacrum like this, and then you can also slightly cup your hands, and then flick like this, which clears away blocked energy, stagnant energy. And you can just place your nice warm hands. And then of course, if you've got that oil handy, you can rub it in to your friend's lower back.
And this you can actually do on yourself as well. I mean, it's lovely to have a friend or a partner to do this, but this is also something you can do. You can also make little soft fists, and this you can do standing, just hanging over, and just give a little pounding on the back. It's also really, really nice. And also when Shashi's talking about the cold and damp, so also avoid, especially if it's cold outside, avoid the cold food like yogurt and things from the fridge and the really cooling things, and go more for things like stews and ginger and warming, nourishing, just soft and warm and nourishing food. So the other thing is that if I ever have period pain, and we'll share some tips also about how to ease period pain in some different ways, then rest on a Shakti mat. Or another kind of acupressure mat. Shakti mat is my favorite. It's organic and fair trade, and this is 6,000 plastic spikes. So I'll just show how to lay down on one of these. And you want to have your bare skin. I have almost bare skin, but you want to have the mat in between your sacrum and your shoulders, and then roll down onto it, and then lay on your back like this. And then what this does is that all of the acupressure points in the spikes, they go in and they release all the tension. So whereas I would normally maybe have my period pain for a number of hours, half an hour on this and it's gone. And it's really grounding, it's really deeply relaxing, it's really very releasing for the muscles. So if you have period pain, then get one of these instead of taking nasty painkillers. It's sister today?
So I travel a lot, and I found a mini version. So this is made by In Wellness, and it folds up really, really small. So you have to do a bit of your back at a time. So you can do the upper back, and then the middle back, and the lower back. And what I've made for my total yin kit is mini Shakti mat, and I have an eye mask that has magnets in it. So when you put that over your eyes, you're in darkness, and then all the magnets really soothe your face. It's just totally amazing.
We'll put some links down below just for these kind of things that we're mentioning, so you can find things easily if you want.
My iPod and really good headphones. So then this is like my little travel emergency kit to like my pod that I can close myself into, and it's great for the first day and all the days of the period, and any time actually that the body needs to be replenished. This is particularly good right over the sacrum. It just fits really nicely. And then I listen to Tibetan bowls or something really deeply relaxing on my iPod. So I just wrap myself up. And one of the healing qualities that's really good for women in their period is darkness and silence. These are called yin qualities in Chinese medicine, and it totally recharges and replenishes you. So actually, if you want to kind of shut the world out and tell everyone to be quiet and close the door and curl up in bed, it's not that there's something wrong with you, it's that actually this is your body's instincts knowing how to recharge itself, and knowing that it just wants to close the world out for a moment and go right into that dark, peaceful space. And if you let yourself do this, especially on the very first day of bleeding, then you'll find you have so much energy for the rest of the month. It makes all the difference.
It makes a huge, huge difference, definitely. And the Moontime, the bleeding, also corresponds to the winter time. So if you imagine, that's really when all the plants go into hibernation and recharge, so that then in the spring they can burst forward, which is this time leading up to ovulation. Ovulation being the high summer, and then between ovulation periods corresponding to the autumn time. So to really complete that cycle, it's so good to go into darkness, to go into stillness, and then you find that there's this natural outpouring of energy that comes forth, that isn't pushed, that isn't fake in any way, but it's just naturally rising when we allow ourselves to really soften and go in that way. So a couple of more like asanas and bodily movements. So both of us, we really enjoy the deep squats and spiraling. Shall we do it?
Let's do it.
Yeah. See if I can.
So this is a really good position to go into, and actually there's a big shiatsu point on the inner thighs here, on the spleen meridian, which is called the Sea of Blood. So you can put your elbows in there and press into that point, and that helps your blood to flow very smoothly and very easily. So sometimes it's just a little difficult, the blood's a little stuck, and pressing in this point, it's like, so a lot of tension gets relieved out of the body. And you can spiral. And as you're spiraling, one of the classic meditations to do is to visualize a red spiral going down deep, 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 deep into the earth, as if you're bleeding straight into the soil, into the earth, as our ancestors would have done. And this gives you such a deep sense of rooting into Mother Nature and recharging from nature, which is where the recharge is coming from.
And if you want to take this to the next level, then you can even do this if you don't have a tampon or a moon cup or anything like that inside, but you just let it flow. If you do this on the earth and just let the blood come out on the earth, it can also be this meditation of letting go. So if you have the opportunity to do this in a way where you can be private and
not in a park.
Not in a park. Not recommended for public places, okay? We're not going to be responsible for people being arrested for bleeding in public. So is that you can also have this, I let go of stress, or I let go of whatever you can really give it in the outpouring. It's like a cleansing experience. So that's something you can do as well. Even to do it, sometimes I do it at home when I just put a piece of black fabric on the ground and then on the floor, and then let it come out, and then you can just wash it afterwards.
So this is a moon cup. This is my golden cup. There's many different varieties of menstrual cups and moon cups, and using these really seems to help so many women to have a heavy flow, less pain. Everything becomes much easier. They just kind of fold up and pop open when they're inside. And the beautiful thing is you can see your blood. You can feel a lot about the health of your body. You can see whether it's flowing smoothly and healthy looking. If it's a bit clotted, if it's like stuck together, then your liver is probably needs a bit of a cleanse that's connected to the liver health.
We can put some just a list of herbs for the liver, also for strengthening. We can put that just under below the video, so check that out.
Because that really helps with your menstrual cycle to be healthy. So having a moon cup is a good way to stay in contact. And then if you don't have a garden, you can pour it away down the toilet, but you could also pour it with some water into a pot plant and re-nourish nature with your blood, which is a very ancient tradition.
And I use an Eve cup, so there's the moon cup, the diva cup, the Eve cup, and different ones. The Eve cup is the one that I have found to be most comfortable, but you just got to find which one jives with you. We'll put some links down below, you can find it out. I'm not going to show it because it's inside right now. I have the pink one. And lastly, or maybe not lastly, we'll find out, but also breast massage is something that helps so much. So breast massage is something that both of us teach in our workshops. I also have it in the Sensual Yogini Online Academy. You can learn it or you can just do it by yourself, but by massaging the breasts, both circling the breasts and the nipples, and there are more kind of elaborate ways of doing this, but you can also just get some oil or on your clothes and massage your breasts, and that not only does it stimulate all these feel-good hormones, nipple stimulation stimulates oxytocin production, which is a natural painkiller. It's very, very calming, it's anti-aging hormone, and it makes us just feel really filled up from the inside with love and connection. So that's really wonderful to give breast massage. And also what it seems to do over time, if you do a lot of breast massage, like say some minutes every day or here and there, then it also makes the period usually lighter and shorter and more pain-free. And the more you do it, the more you notice this effect. So if you have a very heavy, painful period, then to start with breast massage is something that we recommend very, very warmly.
I've worked with so many women over the last 15 years looking at their menstrual health, and it seems if you follow these guidelines that periods can be transformed between 1 and 3 months. So, you know, painful periods, difficult periods, irregular periods can all begin to become harmonious, and actually a time of the month you look forward to is your ladies'
because
holiday.
it's like a mini holiday. It's almost like, oh, it's nice. So like today, this is the luxury of staying together. Now we're here in our villa in Ibiza, and today I'm going to receive one like 3-hour massage and then one sound healing session. So it's very, and I'll have a bath and just really nice. And I know that this will come back so much in terms of the energy, inspiration, productivity. So if you have the thing like, oh, but it's not a useful, like it's not a worthwhile use of my time, or do I have time for that? Of course, with different living situations, it's different for different people, but just as much as you can, give it to yourself. Give it to yourself. Your body will thank you and come back with so much joy and energy for it.
It's so worth just putting a little line through your calendar and cancelling things for a day or two. It will change the rest of your month.
So thank you. Thank you. So thank you for tuning in today, and we wish you a wonderful day, evening, and wonderful moon time. And also, please, if you have other tips for self-love and self-care for your period, or anything else that you find balancing and nourishing, please leave a comment below. And also, if there was anything that you feel like, yes, this I want to bring in, even if it's just one thing that you want to shift or that you want to bring into your moon time self-care ritual, then also share that in a comment below.